And here we are.
All right, here we go again. A little bit short staff this week, just myself and Pat, but we actually have a lot to talk about. We came up with a lot of stuff. Let's jump right into it. Patriots schedule came out this week. A lot, I think, and they're saying it's the toughest schedule in the league. What are your thoughts on that?
It does kind of suck that they have the hardest schedule going into a year like this with obviously a lot of big scale changes. But as we've seen before, this is a team that can adapt. They have. I think we actually posted a graphic yesterday about the teams with the best winning percentages since Brady came in the league, and the Patriots without Brady were second only to the Patriots. So, they can obviously adapt to anything that happens, and they got some tough games. I'm thinking they'll go at a ceiling maybe 11-5, 10-6, but at a low anywhere from 5-11, 6-10. So I think somewhere in that range is good, solid.
I'm gonna go back to that stat you just said with the Patriots having like the best winning percentage and the second best the Patriots without Brady. I don't think that stat like great of like a stat. I mean, yeah, it's awesome, but how many games have we played without Brady? We played
like
we
20
played
maybe.
We played 2008 without Brady the whole season, and we played a couple dibble dabble games without him. In week 17, we had the 1 seed and we clutched it. But I honestly think this is the best season for a new start. I mean, yeah, we have a hard schedule, but I think this is going to be like a true test of what this team is made of. Without Tom Brady, we got Jarrett Stidham coming in. Obviously, Bill Belichick was really praising him high this week. That's another topic we're going to get to. But if this guy can bring us to the playoffs with a schedule like this, I think just we can go off this one season and say this guy's legit. This guy's our future.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, we're going to get into the Belichick praising Stidham in a little bit, but this is a real character test for a lot of these guys. Not only the young guys, they're going to come in and try to prove what they can do, but the older guys, how can they adapt to a team without Brady, a team where, they really have to step up and show these guys like what they have to do, how they have to do it. And, it's really like a true character test. I mean, we said for the players, but, for Belichick as well, for the rest of the coaching staff, what can McDaniels do without Brady and with, a lack of really elite weapons? So the whole team's going to be, it's a big test for the whole team, but if they can step up and respond to the challenge, then they're going to come out of this season a better team than maybe they were last season because of the challenge that they're going up against. So, I'm really looking forward to it. This is a season that I'm really excited for the whole team, for development and just for entertainment. We got some good opponents. There's going to be some good games, hopefully, especially in the division. The division's getting better, except maybe the Jets. They still suck, but yeah, they're never getting better. But I'm excited personally, for sure.
Which game are you most excited for coming up this year?
Well, we got the rematch with KC, and we should have won the game this past year, but I don't expect to. I don't expect to win that. I'm most excited, I think, for honestly, the games against the Bills because they're the up and comers in the AFC. So I think they went 10-6 this past year. They're a young team, good head coach, good young quarterback in Josh Allen. If he can take that step, they can definitely take over the AFC East for the next couple of years with that defense too. So I think those games are going to be the real test of who's really the king of the AFC East. Is it still us, or is there like a new guy coming up and trying to take our place?
Three games I'm excited for. First, a bit of a surprise, Denver. Denver's got a great team coming up, and I think with Jerry Jeudy, Drew Lock, Philip Lindsay, and Melvin Gordon, you got Cortland Sutton still, Noah Fant. That's going to be a really cool offense to watch against our defense. I think that's just going to be one of the top games of the year. That's my hot take for today. That's going to be very competitive matchup. We're home at that game. Maybe we can pull some 2013 thing out of our ass like we did. What was it, like 24-0? We were going in a halftime. We were down a lot against Denver and Peyton. I'm excited to see that one. San Francisco. I mean, obviously,
Jimmy G.
We wanted to see Brady play against Jimmy G. I don't know if the Buccaneers and Niners play this year, but I plan on going to that game with the Pats and the Niners because my brother's a big Niners guy, and we live in New York, and I think that's the best way to see both of our teams play. And then obviously I think we play Tampa Bay, right?
I think we're supposed to play them next season, but
next season.
I know they have. Yeah.
Make that 2 games. I thought we were playing Tampa Bay this year.
But yeah, like you said, I think Denver's definitely a team to look out for. They have a really good young developing core that took a step last season towards the end of the year. San Fran, obviously, the return of Jimmy G. Maybe Stidham's the next Jimmy G. Come in there, have a couple really good games. Hopefully, not get injured like Jimmy G did. But definitely, like you said, it's going to be an interesting season for the whole team, and we got some exciting opponents, and it's just like the next step for us. Moving on from Brady, like what's it going to be? The new chapter. That's something we haven't felt, at least in our lifetime. You and I. So I'm really looking forward to it. So
I remember when the first league schedule came out, and we were supposed to play the NFC West throughout the first 4 weeks, and then that schedule. I think that would have been harder because we played. I think we played on the road against Miami and Buffalo week 7 and 8, or weeks 8 and 9. We had a bye week 10, and then we had another 2 road games. I think either Seattle and the Rams or something like that.
That would kick our ass.
Especially after that. I mean, no matter what, 2 road games, a bye week, and then another 2 road games. That's just not balanced, in my opinion.
That's at least 2-3 losses there, especially for a team heading to like an uncertain kind of period in their franchise. But definitely, I think in Seattle, I think if I had to pick a couple losses, I'd say we usually chalk up one Miami loss a year, maybe one of the Bills, and definitely I think in Seattle is a loss. Just because, Seattle's always played us well. I think we have a losing record against them, and the only one we have is in the Super Bowl, which is good. But, that's always the team that's played us tough. They have obviously like a top 2-3 quarterback in Russell Wilson, an all right defense, just a dangerous team. So in Seattle, but that's another thing to talk about is Seattle is known for their, 12th man, loud fan base. If there's no fans, it's a completely different aspect to all of these games. Some of these tough road games suddenly, aren't that bad because you can hear and communicate with your guys in the line of scrimmage and all that stuff. So definitely something to look out for there.
And they're just proven to be a pain in the ass in general. They came in, I think, 2 or 3 years ago. That was the rematch of 49, and they ended up beating us at the last minute. Speaking of the Seattle Seahawks, former Seattle Seahawk Earl Thomas this past week came out with a story, some about an affair with, I believe he was in bed with his brother, not like that, and another weird girl, and his wife held him at gunpoint. I thought he was a happily married man. He just played the game his own way. That honestly threw me off a little bit this week. I mean, hey, we got some news.
Yeah, I mean, I first heard it and I thought it was just like, he was in bed with another chick, and it's like, not a good look, but, it's
his brother. Come on.
Sometimes his brother's in there too. I'm like, what? I'm like, what are you even like? How like? He tweeted something out like, please, for the sake of like me and my family, like don't ask questions or whatever. Like, leave this to us, keep our privacy. And I think Mark Ingram tweeted to him, who's actually his teammate. So he was like, no, we need some answers, bro. You're in bed with your brother. Like, what's going on here? So really weird situation. But I mean, stuff like this happens in the NFL. Not, I don't want to say all the time, but there's always like, usually it's a domestic violence thing or some kind of dispute like that. A story like this is pretty strange, but not out of place in the NFL, just because there's always something going on. These guys are human too, and I don't know anybody that's been in bed with their brother, but it's just a wild world, and things like that can happen.
Yeah. Going back to the Pats schedule and just the NFL schedule release in general. Bunch of matchups. I think I'm most excited week 1. We're gonna see Tom Brady versus Drew Brees right off the get-go. I think that's probably going to be a 4:30 late window game. I believe it's in New Orleans. Any other matchups you're excited for? I personally haven't looked at any other team's schedule.
Yeah, I really haven't looked too much either. I'm pretty sure. So obviously Saints and Bucks, Brady and Brees, and then there's also Saints and Vikings. I think again, which as we all know, Saints haven't had a lot of postseason success. The Vikings have been a part of that. Minneapolis Miracle in this past year. The Saints have kind of been known for choking it a little bit. So that's definitely a matchup I'm looking forward to. I think there's some bad blood there. There's some animosity those two teams have for each other. But I haven't really taken a look at the schedule too in depth. I believe there's also a Chiefs and Ravens game, I want to say, which, those are the two
powerhouse in the AFC.
Yeah, right? Powerhouse in the AFC. Young quarterbacks, both MVP caliber quarterback. So definitely that game as well. Some
They
premier
played
AFC.
here. Who won? I forget.
I want to say the Ravens because they were 14-2, but I'm not.
Fact check. Come on.
Yeah, we need. Yeah, I know, right? We need a fact check for real. Yeah.
Thank God we're not playing Kansas City week 1 because that's not.
I know. Well, Kansas City, I think they're going to run the AFC, for a while, and they're probably going to kick our asses here, if we're being honest. Like, remember a few years ago we got beat like 45-10 or something.
Alex Smith.
45-7. Yeah, Alex Smith, and now they have Patrick Mahomes, and
that was Kareem Hunt all over us.
Kareem Hunt, yeah.
His first carry was a fumble, and he never fumbled in college. And then after that, he just completely.
Fortunate. He had like 250 total yards or something, like 4 touchdowns. Kansas City's always played us tough. That's definitely because of Andy Reid. Finally got his ring this year. Who's definitely one of the all-time coaches, I think. Especially now he's got his ring. Probably you could easily say top 10 coach, maybe top 5 all time. But he's up there with Belichick in terms of top coaches in the league. They know each other so well. They've been playing against each other for so long. Just definitely, this is going to be a good year in the NFL. There might not be any fans, which is going to suck, but as long as we kind of get the product out there, I believe there was an article that came out the other day that said there's like a 99% chance of the NFL at least playing their games, whether or not it's with fans. It's a different story. But if they do allow fans, that the arena is going to be packed because that's just Americans. It's just people wanting to go see a football game.
We were just talking in the group chat, and Jordan said that there wouldn't be any mass gatherings of people in Boston for the summer. So who knows if that's going to carry into the Patriots season? We're going to have games with no fans in the arena.
Right. I can't see them going from like no mass gatherings of like 10 or 20 people to a stadium full of 60, 70,000.
Yeah, no way.
That's not logical. It doesn't work like that.
Some more Patriots talk. Bill Belichick did a live interview with who was it? I think Rich. What's that guy's name? He does the Run Rich Run thing. Was it?
Oh, Rich Eisen.
Rich Eisen. I drew a blank on his name.
I was surprised he did that, actually. I don't see Belichick like a lot of interviews.
You don't see Belichick doing things like that. He was on a live stream on NFL Network with Rich Eisen, as we said, and he was praising Jarrett Stidham a lot and his work ethic. Even called him Stid. There was no nickname with Tom Brady.
Yeah. Like I love that. Like, it seems like Belichick's a tough guy to, I think, get his recognition and his appreciation, and Stidham's done that in about a year, and obviously the team and Belichick have a lot of trust in him. So we talked about these past couple of weeks. I know you've talked about this a lot, Anthony, yourself, is that you might sign another guy to kind of compete with Stidham, or you might want to start Hoyer or something. But I mean, if Belichick trusts Stidham, I think that's really all we need as fans to, give the guy a shot or anything, or just a little bit of trust, because if the best coach of all time can trust this guy to run his offense to continue the dynasty, then I think we all can.
Even if Stidham has a decent year this year, not like lighting up the charts numbers wise, but I think if he can bring this team to the playoffs and have about 20 touchdowns and single-digit interceptions, I think we could say that this is the guy, because I have a lot of friends. I did a podcast for my school newspaper that I'm running now, and a buddy of mine, JoJo, he's a big-time Broncos fan. He goes, "Oh, you guys really think Stidham's the future?" We're like, yeah. You guys, no one really outside of the Boston area knows of these guys that are coming up. Almost like, I don't know, like they really didn't know who Kyle Van Noy was in the beginning of the year. And we were just praising these guys so much. I remember guys like a few years ago on the Celtics, Terry Rozier. We had really high praise for him, and nobody outside of the area really knew what he was made of. I mean, what did he really do outside of the Celtics after that? I'm really not that sure.
Not a whole lot, no.
He was that role player that helped Isaiah Thomas and the Celtics get to the Eastern Conference Finals that year. And I think that's what Stidham's going to do, but he's going to be a long-time stay in New England.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. Like you said, he doesn't even have to light it up and throw 30 touchdowns and 4,000 yards. Like, he can have like you said, a 20 touchdown season, maybe 8 picks or something like that, something good. As long as he gets us the wins, that's all we really need. Because we're a team, like you said a few weeks ago, we're a defensive team, and the identity of the Patriots, has always been defense, and we lean on our defense. Bend, don't break, the defense won us the championship against the Rams a few years ago. So, this is a defense-first team, and if Stidham could just complement those guys and kind of help produce wins, not necessarily go out and win us a game, but, manage the clock a little bit and get us key first downs and everything, then that's all you really need him to do, especially in year one as a starter. No one's expecting him to have a Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson season. If he does, that's great, but no one's expecting that from him. He just has to do, what he has to do to get us the win.
Absolutely. Steering away from football now, we talked about The Last Dance last week. This past Sunday, I believe it was 5-6 or 6 and 5-6 they aired. I'm correct.
5-6.
5-6, and I thought this was honestly the most fascinating one, just because of the fact that it went into how Jordan became just this cultural icon. And I was really fascinated by the story that he didn't want to do his shoe deal with Nike. I mean, just imagine what we would have if Jordan was an Adidas brand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I couldn't even imagine.
Adidas has fumbled the bag on a lot of guys thinking about it. But, I mean, the fact that you have Michael Jordan, you fumbled the bag on that is just, like, brutal. I actually didn't even catch The Last Dance this past week. I have to catch up on that myself. I'm pretty sure, wasn't there a Kobe segment a little bit? Kobe was like,
Kobe segment.
Like everything I learned, I took from you. Mm-hmm.
I think he kind of just killed the talk of who's better, Kobe or Jordan, is right there. Because I think without Jordan, there's no LeBron either. You got to think. I mean, I feel like everyone growing up during that time was influenced by Jordan in a way. And without Michael Jordan, I don't think basketball would be the way it is today.
Right. I mean, we still feel those influences today with, like you said, like Kobe, like LeBron. And